Just an average Friday night aboard Meraki. We have a man in a hole and the kids listening to a podcast, all in a day's work. I'm Kate, and this is my husband Mick. Our kids, Thomas and Bentley, and my parents, Kevin and Shawna. We are 3 generations coming together to create the Cruising Meraki Project. By the sea, silver caps the ocean. We'll be sailing free. I don't know this notion, but I know it to be true. I just can't stop singing. Oh, how baby I love you.
I got the last piece of tank.
Woohoo!
Super comfortable. Oh.
Wow,
What do you think about that?
it's a thick piece of metal.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's everything now. But now we have access like all the way to that side of the hull. I can get to all the old water lines. It got replumbed at one stage and they left all the existing water lines in there and then ran new ones, but those ones I don't like. So we've got like 4 different water lines running through the boat, and I'm going to cut them all out and put some PEX through plastic. Surface rust.
Ooh, yikes.
So I've already vacuumed that, but it had like, I don't know, 5 mils just thick of just rusty crustness, and you can see the old
Oh, a piece of rust just
inlet.
went in my eye.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll take
It's
this
a bit
off.
windy.
But yeah, I mean, these have been inoperable for I don't know how long. 10, 15 years, whenever that bladder was put in.
Crazy. Good
Oh.
job.
Gone for
Last piece. Oh, hi, good morning. What have you got there?
I haven't drank water, I haven't brushed my teeth, and I haven't had coffee, and I found a donut.
Look how nice this galley looks.
Yep. I have no water, so this is our water tank that we fill up every few hours. We have no stove, so I disconnected the gas, so we have just a hot plate plug-in. The 110 outlet has stopped working. I haven't had time to look at it, so we have an extension cord. Yeah, man, running through into the boys' room. Kate started working on the lights. They're coming along nicely.
I need your help. Well, today's goal is to use our temporary water tank to test the water system that Mick's installed. We're going to fill up this little blue tank, pop it in the bilge, pop the water intake in it, and turn the system on. But before we do that, we have a few last minute installs. Important things like a water pump. What you got there?
Our pump guard strainer. So this is between the tank and the pressure pump. Just gets any nasties out, so no dirt or grit goes into the water pump.
Sweet.
And we're getting close. I got the wires down there, so I need to hook those up.
What's the wires for, sorry? Oh, the actual pump.
Yeah, to turn the pump. So I pinched the ones from your lights over there.
Michael!
Well, I'm gonna run new ones. So this is a pump I got. It's a Parmax 2.9. Then I also got a little accumulator tank. So the pump just reads pressure off this. So this will fill with water, and as it drops, the pump kicks in and just worries about this, because you'll hear a lot of chattering on some pumps because the switch is like on off, and you get that through the pipes. But this will stop that. So all the pump is doing is supplying water and pressure to this, and as this drops, it'll kick in. And obviously if you have a tap open constantly, this will drain and the pump will turn on and then just keep running until the tap's closed. But this just stops the little movements and the chattering.
It's such good access, hey?
Oh yeah.
It's like so easy. What more could you ask for?
Okay, I'm gonna need everyone's help.
Okay.
I need everybody at a station to make sure that all these connections I've made, and there's about 20 of them, don't leak.
Our fancy water tank is in place.
Yeah.
Our helpers are in place. So we're ready? Is everybody at their stations?
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, whenever you want.
What's the first step?
Is the tap open, the kitchen sink?
Which way's open? Up.
Yeah, do you think that is open?
I don't know, we'll see.
Hey.
So the first step is to turn on the switch, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm flicking the switch. Is there anything happening there, Tommy?
Yep, water. Filling up.
The filter's filling up.
Water's going through.
It's coming, I hear it. Woo! My goodness, Thomas! We have running water!
Let's go!
Woo! Nothing happening down here? No leaks? Can you
Nope.
shine the light down? Oh, the filter's dripping.
Okay, good.
Just a bit.
Just keep it running. Oh wow, okay. Okay, do you want to turn the sink off?
Yeah. Oh, and that's the filter that we found on board.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was good. Pump worked.
Yeah, the pump worked.
So
not-
everything's new, except that filter.
Oh. Of course, that's the way it goes.
You can see, like, I've screwed it on as hard as I could, but water's still getting up the threads. You can see it up there. It shouldn't be going up there.
Oh, I see.
That was really cool.
That's awesome. Good idea for a test. It's perfect.
My concern was that all these connections, like the pump strainer, then the pump's down there, and then there's a line that comes out into that accumulator tank down below, and then up into that elbow, and then the T, and then it runs to all the other bathrooms. So it's just so much easier to get at this stuff now before the tank's in while I have the room than do it after. But all this stuff's great. So this line here,
Should have filled the kettle while we were running the water.
that's the one that will run straight to the top of the tank. I probably should mount that strainer somewhere else, but I'll figure that out.
And now I'm trying to cook dinner, and I think my corn was just burning. Smells good though. We've been doing these, what do you call this? Like a meal prep service?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're busy and it helps. And they're pretty good and easy. I mean, I don't know, it's good. It works on the boat well,
No, they're really nice.
and they're tasty.
I like them.
A little bit of luxury before we leave civilization.
Yep. I've spent probably 6 weeks cleaning out the old fuel tank, water tank, cutting the bladder out, removing the tanks, cutting the stainless steel original tank out, the steel original diesel tank, wiping those down. This isn't doing much. This is where the old water tank used to be.
Shine over there. Look at that nice wall.
Yep. So yeah, this is the hull of the boat, and it was stainless steel in here before, foamed in.
Like this.
Yeah, all the stainless got cut out, all the foam got scraped out.
And the foam was disgusting. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
It's a big day today.
It's a very big day today.
What are we doing?
Popping our water tank in place. I don't know if I'll hook it up today, but I at least just want to get it in the floor. Then I can shimmy it around and brace it over the next couple days.
It's a big deal.
That's a
We're
really big deal.
installing our water tank today.
Yeah, so the boat can't move because we have no diesel tank. but the water tank and plumbing has to be done before the diesel tank goes in, just the way the build is configured. Yep. So now that we can get this water tank in, we can start working on the diesel and then start the engine. That's going to be its home, right there. So you can see how tight it was. Had to cut notches there for this one. I know they're a bit higher, but just when it sat in it, it dropped. There's enough room for the hose here. And then I'll show you up front. So I don't know if you can see right down there, but basically you can see those brackets snug against. So that's just this piece here, but up the front, so I'll be able to bolt those through. It's getting really close. I can't wait to fill it with water and then just have running water on the boat. What a luxury that would be. Good morning. Well, yesterday was a very exciting day. We got the water tank in with help from a good mate, Jeremy, and then it just slid straight in. And now I've completed all the tank connections and we're ready to fill it with water.
What in the world are you doing, sir?
Filling our water tank with water tanks.
We don't have a hose. So we're using our water jug to put some water in our water tank.
Our tank's 110 gallons. This is 5.
You're gonna be here a while.
So 5 times many is 110.
It's just really exciting times. We have a water tank and water.
Are you guys filling up the water tank?
We are.
It's really cool. You can see the water going down into the pipes.
Oh, the pipe in the cupboard?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
So we just put 20 gallons in the water tank. Now I just want to check all the connections. We need to open the tap up so there's no air in the system. That's the air coming out of the system.
Woo, that looks great.
Can I have my donut now?
You can have a donut
And now I will just... So now the pump should turn off. Tank has pressure, accumulator tank. And now we'll just check all these connections that I did and see if we succeeded. This is what excites me. Oh, hello. That we still have like 4 inches or something. And I can get my head against the tank, the teeth. And I can see both ways, and I can see everything, and I can still get to the wire chasers that are running. So there's just enough room to be able to route new things or find problems.
Sweet man, good job. I get excited about how white and clean it is.
What do otters make?
I don't know. That was pretty good. Let's hear it.
Chili for dinner. Mama?
Chili for dinner. I can smell it. It probably needs a stir. Hey, is it bubbling? Nice work. Hi, we are filming our first Q&A session. We've had lots of questions come at us. We love it. Keep asking questions. You can ask them in the comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them when we can. So the kids are going to help us out. We just have 4 questions today we're going to roll through and give you a little more insight on what you're wondering. All right, who's reading the first question? Okay, go for it, Bentley.
Kyla asked, just wondering if you'll be filling us in on what made you switch from Swan to the new boat. I mean, obviously it's because Swan wasn't big enough, but when did you realize it wouldn't be big enough for you? And when did you start searching for something bigger?
I think this is a common misconception. When we bought Swan, we kind of joked around about doing the trip on that boat.
That was never the intention though.
Yes, people do sail around the world on boats that small, but with our comfort level and our experience, we didn't feel that we could do it on that boat.
No, and the space as well for 4 people to do the extended voyaging that we wanted. I wouldn't have cut it.
Yeah. We pretty much have always been looking for offshore boats since we first thought of this idea, but we got really serious about buying a boat.
January,
when we bought our boat.
So yeah, pretty much when we wanted one, we had the keys 2 weeks later.
It just all worked out. We were very fortunate.
And the reason we moved so fast on it is because there wasn't anything, there was nothing else around that was capable, that had the room, and that was in our price range. So it was pretty much our only option when we bought it.
We'd been keeping an eye on the market for a very long time, so we felt like we had a pretty good idea of what was available, especially in Victoria. Of course, there was a time we were heavily looking for boats in Grenada because we had flights booked there.
Yep.
If you want to know more about that story, I'll link the video here somewhere.
Joan asked, have you a launch date? How longish are you guys prepared to be gone for? In addition to the unbelievable life education the kids will be getting, are they doing remote learning?
So our launch date right now is set for June. We are up on the hard right now.
And her second part of her question is about the boys' schooling. So yes, we will be doing some form of homeschooling, but we've got lots of books and curriculum to work through for the next year, and we'll just see how that goes. We're kind of playing it by ear. I've researched so many different options. Our limitations are, of course, we won't have reliable internet everywhere we're going, so an online program doesn't work. We've talked to lots of sailing families and tried to figure out what works for them. And there's such a broad range of like real freestyle learning, not a lot of curriculum, to something very structured. We're kind of somewhere in the middle, and we're just gonna go with it and see how it goes, and adjust and change things as needed. So Joan is also wondering how long we will be gone for, and I think that kind of ties into another question, so we'll answer that in a second for you, Joan.
Yep.
Sebastian asked, what's your plan B if you can't head south in the fall?
There's a little bit of tension around this one.
There is a little bit of tension. So of course, with any big trip like this, you need to have plan Bs all the way along, which we do have, because with COVID and everything, there is a chance the borders won't open up. We've talked to lots of cruisers. A lot of people are planning to head south this fall, so we're not the only ones. We're all just crossing our fingers and hoping that things will fall into place, and it's looking hopeful, but we won't know until pretty close to when it's time to leave.
Yeah.
And so we want everything to be ready to go, so that if the borders do open, nothing will stop us from leaving. If the borders don't open or something catastrophic happens with the boat,
our plan B is to spend the fall and winter in BC again, living on our boat in a marina through the winter. Most likely, that's kind of our only option.
Basically, the adventure's beginning.
Yeah.
And what that looks like, it doesn't really matter to us. Like, we just want to get away from land life and experience new experiences. And we're able to do that whether we're here or heading south. So the adventure would still continue.
Alex asked, sorry if this is too personal, but I'd love to know how you are affording this trip.
Great question, because we really truly are just an average young family.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it where we're sitting, but
This is not our home.
This is not our home. Yeah, so we bought our house 10 years ago, and then over the first 5 years, we did some little improvements to the house. We pulled some equity out of the house, and then we actually bought another house. So we used that equity money as a down payment on a rental property, an investment property. And we kept that for 2 years.
Also fixed it up.
Value of the house increased. And then we were able to sell that, which gave us the money to purchase and do the upgrades on the boat.
Yep, and then the money that we've been able to save staying with my parents for the last year has built up our travel kitty.
Just lived very simply. Any extra hours that we could do, we did. Just saved and saved.
Really, we've been living like that since we first decided that we wanted to do some sort of trip. Okay, so then we can circle back to Joan's question of how long-ish we're planning to be traveling for, and that kind of ties in with how much money we have.
Yeah. So we've set a rough budget, $30,000 a year. So that might, I don't know, does that seem like a lot to people?
I don't know, like everyone, I feel like this is a very popular topic for other cruisers to talk about, and it really depends on how minimalistic you're willing to live, what kind of adventuring you want to do. Like, there's such a broad range, and I think we're pretty comfortable living on the minimalistic to medium range. But if we are sticking to that 30K a year, how many years can we travel for, Mick?
3.
We have 3 years financially that we can travel for. We're not totally sure what that will look like or where we'll go or when we'll stop, but when we run out of money, we will stop and we will find jobs. And that's sort of the plan.
And then keep our options open along the way. If there's anything that kind of comes our way where we're in a happy spot and we might be able to make some money or help somebody out, then we'll do that. Well, I don't know. We're open to all options on that route to Australia.
Okay, well, thank you for tuning in for the Q&A. If you ever have any questions, feel free to send us a private message or comment below any of our videos, and we will try and answer them as we go forward.
Great. Tesla wave, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.